How's it going, everyone? Welcome and thank you for stopping into the channel. Today I have an overview planned for you guys, and this is going to be, I hope, an exciting one. It's going to be a little different than normal. We will do our full extensive overview of this Trivisa UMA-05, and I wanted to get this one going because it is a phenomenal knife so far. I have taken this with me quite a bit to work. I have used it quite a bit around the house, and I've used it quite a bit just to test it out. And it has, so we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into the overview, and then we'll go ahead and get started with what I have planned. But this is the Trivisa UMA-05. This is they have a micarta and titanium. This is the marbled carbon fiber and titanium. And then they both have S35 VN. And they both look very, very awesome. I love the look of both of them. I just opted for this one because it was kind of this one is like $10 more, or maybe $20 more. And for the carbon fiber, I thought it worth it. Plus, I was right in what I hoped. The marble carbon fiber is just awesome. Very, very well done. There are no issues, no blemishes, no nothing. It looks very, very well finished. So we'll go ahead and get started with this guy. Trivisa is said to make their own knives in their own factory. From everything that I've heard, everything that I've read, they make their own knives in their own warehouse, which is awesome, especially when they're putting out quality like this in materials like this for a price that is very exceptional, in my opinion. So why don't we go ahead and so overall it's coming in 8.5 overall. So this is a full-size boy here. And we got 3 3/4 of cutting edge, which is awesome. And then we got 3 7/8 for total blade length, which this is a very good size for a work knife, for an EDC knife. Very, very good size in my opinion. And speaking of size, we'll go ahead and do a couple of comparisons. Here is the Kaiser, I forget, the Clairvoyant. Yeah, too many knives to remember. The Clairvoyant. Here is the Oser F22, and it's very close to the Kaiser Clairvoyant. The F22 is a touch smaller than the Trivisa. Here is the new Civivi Spiny Dogfish. The Trivisa is quite a bit bigger than that. Here is the Mini Evo. You can see that the Trivisa is quite a bit bigger than that as well. Here is the Civivi Mini Praxis. Here is the CJRB Pyrite. So you can see that it is a pretty good size. Why don't we throw it up against the Ahab just for fun? And very similar in the handle, but it's definitely got the blade length on it. And here is the full-size Kaiser Escort. And so the Trivisa is pretty much bigger than the majority of your average knives. The Clairvoyant is very close in size. It's very close. You have a touch more handle, but it looks like you have a little bit, I guess we could cheat it this way, just a touch. So you have a little bit more handle, but pretty close to the same blade length. So it is a full-size boy. So the action is phenomenal. The thumb discs, which is very new to me, they work very well, especially once you figure out where you want to place your thumb, place your middle finger as far as the flicks. It just works very well once you get that situated. It's very similar to a thumb stud. As far as thumb flicking it, I hit it right here in this corner, and as I screw it up, I usually hit it right there in that corner, but it can be done straight from the side as well. And then same thing for the reverse flick. This one you can actually use your nail for if you want, or you can use the meat of your finger right at the bottom of that corner. I did just put lotion on my hands, so my hands are a little slippery. The flipper tab, very well done for the light switch, very well done for the push button. So the action on this boy and the opening methods all work very, very well together. It's not a thick knife, it's not a skinny knife. We can go ahead and get some dimensions here. Just a rough estimate for you guys. So I was gonna say it feels a little thicker than normal, and it's not much. It's 539, or you can, it's 538. So it's normal. It's a little thicker than average, I would say, which isn't a big deal to me when you're talking about having a user knife, something you want to take to work, something you're really going to be putting through some stress. So blade stock thickness coming in right around, I would say 146, and behind the edge, just a rough guess here, getting it down to, whoop, can you see that? That's coming down to about 13 thousandths. So that is pretty good in my opinion. It is a little thicker than your average knife, but not by much. Like for instance, this Oser right here, let's zero that guy out. So the Oser is like 509 or 51, so it's really not as thick as I was thinking it was. It's a great, in my opinion, it's a great size. So we'll go ahead and do a hardware check. All the stuff I use is linked below. Pivot is going to be T8, and your body screws and pocket clip screws are going to be T6, which is where, in my opinion, they missed. It seriously does not change. It changes everything for the user and nothing for the manufacturer, in my opinion, to make these T8s. Just do T8 all the way through. T8, boom. You only need one bit to disassemble, assemble this guy. Absolutely no reason, in my opinion, to use T6. We won't harp on that too much. It's very common amongst these companies. They are starting to move away from it, but it is just something that needs to be shouted from the rooftops. But on the other hand, one thing that I can say about Trivisa is they aren't billboarding the hell out of these blades, which is something I can truly appreciate. The only thing on this blade is the steel marking right there on the back. S35 VN. There's nothing on the show side, which is beautiful. Nothing on the back except the steel marking. You have Trivisa there on the pivot, just their logo. It doesn't even say Trivisa. That is perfect, guys. Perfect. If they're going to do anything, just give it to me on the pivot, similarly to like what Civivi does here. I wish Kaiser has ruined. Now, not completely ruined, but just get that out of here. You do not need to put that on the blade. Look how much cleaner this looks than this looks. I mean, you just have that big, ugly marking right on the show side of the blade, and we could just all do without it. We know what manufacturer it is. So we are done harping on the markings and all that. It's just something I like to point out if and when one of these companies ever watches one of my videos. You know, Trivisa is doing it right. You know, they got it. They're getting there. They're so close. Give me T8s. Give me a rollover pocket clip. Give me a 3D milled titanium pocket clip. Even a steel rollover clip. Now, with that being said, this clip works phenomenal, guys. It might not be the most, I mean, it goes with the flow of the knife. It does. And it works good. So, I mean, it's hard to complain about something that works so well. You know, you have a little bit sticking out of your pocket, but it's just that perfect amount to pull it out, push it back in. The clip works great, and it goes with the flow of the knife. It almost leaves me wanting a little more, but it's not a huge deal. You do have a lanyard hole there for the lanyard fans. You have it's like a half, pretty much, maybe even a little more, half back spacer there. I think it's G10 maybe. I'm pretty sure it's G10. As far as centering, it came centered. No lock stick, no lock rock, no detent lash, no pivot lash, none of that. The blade is locked up nice and solid, no up and down, no side to side, and look at that hydraulic action on the close. Very well done from Trivisa. Now, with that being said, this is not a lefty compatible knife in the sense that the clip is not reversible. So it is tip up, right hand only. Lefties are used to that by now. So there is that. Now, I want to get to a little bit of cutting performance. So this thing is a slicing machine, guys. I mean, it is ridiculously good. If you're looking for a premium looking EDC knife, something you can take to work with you, beat up on, it's gonna be sharp, it's gonna hold up. This is definitely something worth looking at right here. And because of that nice, now this isn't something you want to jam into, you know, a 2x4 and like twist it around, try to pry up a staple. No, you don't want to do that. But anything but that pretty much is going to be very well suited for this knife. Now, I don't typically do this like this because there's just not quite enough room, but just to kind of show, let's see if I can do this so without knocking into the camera. Look at that. It's so good, guys. Now that's a backwards cut. As far as draw cuts. Now, and that's not even me pushing hard. Actually, let's do it this way, guys. That way you can really see. Look at that. I mean, and I'm not, it goes right through. It is ridiculously sharp, guys. And it just, that tip lends itself to just wanting to pop. As soon as you start, boom, you're locked in. That tip is gonna be so handy. And then you have that nice long blade. If you get into anything with a longer cut, anything like that. But this bad boy, and you guys hear me say it all the time, because I try to appeal to all types of work, work related tasks. And I know for like retail, grocery, especially people who stock shelves, getting in behind something is a huge deal. And this knife with that tip, you can slide it in between something very easily and get in behind it, no problem. It's gonna work and it's gonna do the job very well. The blade comes down to a nice thin edge. That tip is gonna be a workaholic for you. It's just so good. I absolutely love using this knife at work. It has not met something that it did not like yet. I mean, it's a machine, guys, and there's not much more I can say. If I had a different setup here, I would really show you a little bit more, but it's just, the guys who know me know I'm not bullcrapping when I say what I'm saying. And this thing just keeps on going. That S35 is going to be, it's going to hold up. It's going to do well. As far as I know, Trivisa does a good heat treat on their 14C, on their S35. And S35 is a great all-around steel, especially for EDC and work-related tasks. I mean, this thing will just get the job done. You can get the micarta version, and that will save you like 20 bucks or so. But just again, guys, it is a great little knife. Well, it's not little, but you know what I mean. It's a great knife, and I have been very happy with it. One of the biggest surprises so far this year, I want to say they come around, I think full price, they're like $120, $130. And for S35, titanium, marble carbon fiber, this kind of build quality, the materials, it's a winner in my book. If this aesthetic is your flavor, and you want to try something a little different with that thumb disc, highly recommendable. And this thing will just keep on going. I plan on doing a full review of this guy coming up, within the next couple of weeks, month and a half, something like that. I'm gonna keep pushing it, keep seeing what it can do. But so far, guys, this is an unbelievable value in my opinion. Trivisa knocked this one out of the park. If you're still here, Thank you guys. I love you. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Love y'all, and I will catch you on the next one.